Hello, I'm Tony Bowen, and welcome to my Corn Country Rails. Well, this is my 2023 year in review. Most of the time it would focus on the layout, and this year it's a little bit different as I look back at the year. In January last year, I was in the midst of taking care of a large HO collection. Well, the collection also had O scale and N scale in it, and so I found myself on the weekends making trips to the local post office and found myself basically anytime train shows were in the area, finding myself headed to one of the train shows in the Monticello area, Dubuque, and Rockford, Illinois. It was a great time to get out and meet people, but also to give this collection new homes and new life rather than it ending up in the landfill. And it was also nice that at the end of the day at some of these train shows, you had help, like these two knuckleheads here that would help me. The Rockford show was one that caught me by surprise. Checked into the hotel, the next morning there was 3 inches of snow over the place, but the train show itself was great. And from that train show, I had very little of the HO collection I was taking care of left by the time the weekend was over. Once the collection was out of the way, I could then focus on some of my own modeling. So I was working on weathering up some of my freight car fleet for a good part of the spring and into early summer. Once school was out for the year, my wife and I found ourselves ready to hit the N-Scale convention in Reno. We had taken Amtrak's California Zephyr on the way out. On the way out, it was nice to reconnect with a friend of mine from Madison, Wisconsin, who was also headed to the N-Scale convention. This was our first time riding the California Zephyr west, and all I can say are the views from Denver out west were just fabulous. We enjoyed it. I would love to ride through this area almost at every season, because I think it would be just as beautiful to go through in the wintertime as it was in June. We were just getting ready to go through the Moffat Tunnel. The train ride out was great. We passed the time by playing games, looking at the scenery, and had a wonderful time. The N-Scale convention was very well laid out, with trips to the Nevada State Railway Museum, which was a big hit. Also a chance to ride the Virginia Truckee Railroad, which was great. The room sales at the N-Scale convention is always one of my favorites. Just always very nice. And I have not been going to the N-Scale convention all that many years. This was my third one, but each one of them is fun. Find new friends and reconnect with old friends. Just always good time. I also ran into Santa Claus, which was great because I'd kind of been on the naughty list. So I put in a good word for myself. After the N-Scale convention, my wife and I had rented a car and drove from Reno to Anaheim to spend a week at Disneyland. And so we had a great time since we both are Disney fans. After our week at Disneyland, we boarded the Southwest Chief in Fullerton, California, and rode it back to Galesburg where our trip started. In all, we were just a little over 4,100 rail miles that we rode this summer on Amtrak, taking the California Zephyr out and the Southwest Chief back home. We had a wonderful time. After our trip, the rest of summer I spent a lot of time just running trains on the layout to get it ready for operating sessions in the fall, and did a lot of bicycling. And I always have people contact me, hey, if I'm in your area, can I stop by and see your layout? So it was also nice to have some visitors to the layout this past summer. Then in October, we started our monthly operating sessions on the layout. So I can usually have anywhere from 6 to 8 guys that will sign up for an operating session that lasts anywhere from 3 to 4 hours on the layout. It's always been a good time to see the layout come to life. Also in October, I attended my first RPM meet in the Chicagoland area held in Naperville. Had a great time both at the train show, looking at the layouts, but also really enjoying some of the clinics I sat in. So that was a great time. And then also while I was in Chicagoland, it was worth checking out Lombard Hobbies, one of my favorites. I would have liked to get to a couple other hobby shops, but my time was pretty limited. And I did take a few of my own items to display. After the RPM meet, I stopped in Rochelle, Illinois on my way home. Did a little rail fanning, however, it was an extremely windy and cold Sunday afternoon, and so getting out of my vehicle to snap some pictures of trains and then going back in my car to warm up was kind of my plan. Another bonus to my trip home from the RPM meet is I stopped in Savannah, Illinois to their historical museum there where they have a very large, extensive HO layout. So that was kind of nice to break up the drive, but also see some craftsmanship of a really nice looking layout. I would highly recommend it. And November has brought on operating sessions again on my layout. We'll continue to have them from October until about March. Well, I want to wish everybody the best in the new year of 2024, and I hope you'll continue to keep tuning in to Corn Country Rails. Thank you for watching. Corn Country Rails, take one. Hi, I'm Tony Bowen, and welcome to my Corn Country Rails. Corn Country Rails, take two. Corn Country Rails, take three. Let's hope I don't cut my head off this time. You're going to hear the raw images of sound, sights, things on the Southwest Chief as I filmed out of the back of the coach as we made our way up Cajon Pass. So we left San Bernardino. Dino, I filmed about 30 minutes. Are you shitting me? Hi, I'm Tony. Corn Country Rails, take 6. Hi, I'm Tony Bowen. Hi, I'm Corn Country Rails, take 12. Corn Country Rails, take two.